Hi all, this is part 2. Facebook booted me, so I'm back on. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start with the 10 tools. And before I start with the 10 tools, I want to just share with you, I am opening up private coaching again after taking a year off from private coaching. I wanted a break after 23 years of counseling. There's Stacy, thank you. Can you tag anybody you know that you can, Stacy, let them know we're back on? Penny's back, yay. I got booted. Can you tag anybody you remember, you guys? If you can, if you're able. So cute. I have these 3 lovely young men outside my window playing football. This is great. So I'm going to go ahead with the 10 tools. But first, okay, before I get into the 10 tools, just if you are interested, I have a group program that's lovely called Empowered. It's amazing. It's an incubator where we come together, we access the quantum field in some touch on a daily basis. So you have full support with supportive sisters. So that's one way. The other way is private coaching. I'm opening up private coaching. And if you're interested in exploring what we might do together, I'm going to just invite you to email me, Lorraine at lorrainepursell.com. LORRAINE at Lorraine. Pursell is P as in Paul, UR, S as in Sam, ELL.com, LorrainePursell.com. So by the way, this is part 2 of the End of Suffering. So I have a couple of things, and we'll see what your needs are, and if there's any fit, go ahead and email me, and I will get the information to you on that. So here are the 10 tools. The best one, number 1, and if you'd like this list of 10, I have it on a sheet, and I will email it to you. So go ahead and just email me, Lorraine at lorrainepursell.com, and put in the, hi Patrick, thank you for being here. I put in the subject, 10 tools to end suffering, the 10 tools to end suffering. So I'm going to give you the 10 most important tools that I have found that have just helped me after slogging through so many things for 33 years, just done. It's all consolidated in these 10. These are my 10 top tools. The best one, number 1, is before you go to sleep, intend deep sleep. Upgrades, what I call upgrades, where you go back home and Source gives you upgrades. In other words, we bypass, oh, hi, Michelle. We bypass just all the BS that we think we have to go through here. We just bypass all that. We just go to another level. So ask for that. Ask for deeper understanding into who you really are. So you understand this is just a journey. This is just a little thing. You're an infinite being. We're traveling this planet, but that's not who you are. It's not even, you're not even in this body. I'm not Lorraine. I'm not Lorraine. I'm not even a woman. I'm not even a human. I'm not an American. I'm not a mother. I am source energy channeled into this body, but it's not who I am. I'm so glad you're here, honey. So Ask for an understanding into who you really are. So before you go to sleep, intend these upgrades, a deeper understanding of who you are, and ask the angels for safety and protection on your family. That's the number one best tool, the best one. Okay? So that sets the tone for your sleep, because when you wake up, what usually happens when we first wake up, we start worrying and grabbing. Oh, great, honey. We start worrying, we grab onto everything that we've been worrying about. We drag into today what we were dealing with yesterday. And so we set the stage before we go to sleep at night. Now, number two, the next tool is as soon as you realize that you're back on the planet, because that's what you really did when you were asleep. You were off in the astral planes. You were out of body again. You were dead while you were sleeping. Oh wait, that's more comments here. Sorry. Michelle, on vacation now. Wow. Wow. Congratulations, girl. So you're just coming back to Earth, back into this body. Oh, hi. It's this again. Oh, remember I was doing that yesterday, and this worry and that bad thing, blah, 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 blah. And this hyper-vigilant mind that we have, and that's one of the webinars I'm going to be doing, the end of mental loops, the hyper-vigilant mind, ending that, the end of needing to be needed. I've got some really juicy things coming up, so stay closely tuned. So it's before we start dipping into that crap, and in fact, you don't even have to dip into it. Like, what if you choosing not to go into that at the beginning of the day or anytime during the day was your choice? Remember, there are infinite number of planet Earths and infinite number of universes every fraction of a second. Which one are you going to choose? Nope. Oh, so you start thinking of all the things you love. Thank you for my bed. Thank you for my health. Thank you for this beautiful body. I have to stand up again. Inviting you all to stand up. Move your hips. Ooh, that feels good. All the things you're thankful for. Go into thanks. And commit to God, source, all that is, universe, to be the highest version of yourself. The highest version of yourself. The highest version of yourself. That means connecting with your big dream. Okay? Remember that thing you're trying to get away from so bad because it's scary? These are the things that have worked for me. Number 3, you look for things to be grateful for. Thank you for my bed. I love these sheets. I love my body. I love my life. I love my daughter. I love my son. I love my husband. I'm so thankful for my apartment. I love looking out and seeing these boys play football. I love my tree. I love my plants there. Start being thankful. And step number 4 is you do this until you feel good. You continue this until you feel good, and you don't get out of bed until this happens. Okay? So those of you who have questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments, because I'm going to be answering questions in just a couple minutes. You do this until you start to feel good. And then as soon as you start feeling good, amplify it, feel a little better, find more things to feel good about, and then you can get up. Number 5, you watch that you stay in a good feeling place. So you're watching for that wobble. If you get a wobble, if you start to get anxiety, it's because you bought a thought. It's because you bought a thought. If you're feeling anxiety, it's because you bought a thought. You don't even need to try to find out what the thought is, but if you can, it's helpful. And then you hear how ridiculous it is, and you're like, no, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. Thanks for sharing, but no thanks. I'm this, and I'm this, and I'm this, and I'm this. This is why I say this is not for the faint of heart, because most people are too lazy to do this. I'm too lazy a lot of times to do this. Most people are. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to build the muscle. That's why most people are flabby, because we don't want to do the work. I don't like doing the work, but I know I have to if I want to look the way I want to look. It takes work to improve. Most of us aren't willing to do the work. But these 10 tools are the key. So you watch that you stay in this good feeling place, and when you're not, you find something, you go back to step 3. You look for things to feel thankful for. You do things that make you feel good, and you start going in that upward trajectory. And on the days that you just can't catch a whiff of bliss, it's okay. There are days that are just like that. It's like, oh man, this thing just ain't going away. I must be buying this on a deep level, and you just kind of let that day go by. You do your best to function, get as happy as you can get, and tomorrow will be a better day. And sometimes even tomorrow isn't a better day, but here's the thing, you stay the course and you don't give up. You stay the course. Okay, so when there's any wobble, you ask the wobble, you ask, what thought did I just agree with that is not true? What thought did I just agree with that is not true? And stay with it until you can answer it. If there's no answer coming quickly, you just stay with it until, if you're not feeling better, you just stay with that question. What thought did I buy? No thanks. No thanks. The reason you're not feeling good is because, hi Lisa, did I say your name right? The reason you're not feeling good is because the thought that you just believed wasn't true. If you just let that sink in. The thought you were just thinking wasn't true. That's why you're not feeling good. Okay, number 6. Find a thing to feel happy about. Find a thing to feel happy about. And then another thought, and then another thing. The other day, I followed the breadcrumbs of this orchid. And it was funny because that day my inner being knew that I was going to have some issues. So it said, why don't you just take this orchid around with you today? And I did. And that was the first thing I found to feel better, was I looked at these beautiful magenta petals and how velvety they are and how beautiful they are. And then my thoughts went to my grandson, because I have his little green t-shirt that he left with me one day. And now he's outgrown it, so I've got that. And then I had my mom's crystal bowl on the floor, and I took this gong, and I made a crystal sound with it, and it sounded so beautiful. Just little things to remember, bring you back to yourself and out of your head and down into your mind. That was one of the great questions that came through on the registration for this webinar, and I'll be answering that in just a moment. Number 7, move your body. You remember a number of times in this webinar I've gotten up and moved my hips. Your body wants to move. Your body wants to move. It's proven that a walk every day is more effective than Prozac for depression. A walk every single day is more effective than taking Prozac. Okay, that's awesome, huh? So move your body. Your body wants to move. That's tool number 7. Tool number 8, have a dance party. Put on some great music and move. I've got some great Prince songs that just move me, some Eminem songs that just move me. That's about it. I love Eminem and I love Prince. So those songs that just speak to you and they reach down in your soul and they make you just want to jump. Sometimes 9 Inch Nails, sometimes Rage Against the Machine does it for me. Put on some great music and dance. You cannot start dancing and not feel better. The whole thing is we have to determine, do we want to feel better? And this is the whole thing. To really get out of it, we have to take on a new identity. That's going to be another webinar. Okay, so we have to determine, are we ready to take on a new identity of not being depressed, of not being sad, of not being in despair, of not being in doubt, of not being a victim, of not blaming other people, but taking control of our life, making our life the way we want. If you're not ready, it's okay. I was there my whole life. There's no condemnation or judgment here if you're not ready. I totally get it. But if you're ready, I want you to reach out to me at Lorraine@LorrainePursell.com, or you can private message me on Facebook because I have a couple of things I'm opening up for clients now. So if you're interested, go ahead and private message me, Lorraine Pursell, or email me, Lorraine@LorrainePursell.com. And let's have a little conversation and just see what might fit you and if it is a fit. Number 9, stay connected to your big dream. It's the only way to get out of the wobble. If just feeling good isn't doing it, it's going back and be connected to that big dream that scares you. And the reason we drink and drug, again, is to get away from that big dream. Get away from our soul's voice. That big dream is your soul's calling. All right? And number 10, here's the one that will probably get you every time and rescue you every time. It is to ask, what do I need to express? What do I need to express right now? What do I need to express that I'm not expressing? And then express it as soon as possible in some form and in some way, even if it's just a little. Okay, so those are my 10. And I'm going to share again, I have some new things that I'm opening up after taking a whole year off from one-on-one coaching. I am opening up some coaching spots again, and not many, but a few. So if what you've heard here today resonates with you and you would like some one-on-one personal attention to come out of the valley and come on up, I'm actually ready to do that again after taking a whole year off, announcing to my community that I'm not doing any more private coaching. I think I said not for a while, and I recovered from 23 years of being a counselor and a coach, and I'm ready. I'm really kind of excited, So I invite you to get on the phone with me or private message me or email me and let me know that you're interested. I also have a group program that's very powerful, and we'll talk about that too. So if you're interested in taking our conversation, our relationship a little bit further, go ahead and email me or private message me, and I'll be happy to connect with you. All right, so now for the questions. I got some really great questions, and if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. But the first one was from a person that's in our community named Brenda. She says, explain the submission and just letting go. Explain the submission and just letting go. So this might be something that I mentioned before. So I'm just going to go ahead and riff with this since Brenda's not here and I can't really ask her to clarify. Um, the submission, I'm going to say submission. I've submitted to my soul. I have surrendered to my soul. It is now my passion to obey my soul, to hear my soul, to connect to my soul, and to follow my soul's leading. And that's how I know that right now, my mission, my dream is to start this underground movement to unlock the prison doors for all these well-meaning empaths to come out and see who they really are and to own it and step into their power to be empowered. That's my soul's mission. And for this movement, this revolution to go viral, that's my big dream. To reach millions with this, to give them permission to say yes to their own soul's calling. So letting go and surrendering could be to a situation that just won't budge. That just won't budge. You guys know there are some situations like that, right? It's just not changing no matter what you do. Then we just have to surrender to it. But we can change how we react to it. How loving are we going to be in that situation? How loving are we going to be to ourselves? How loving are we going to be to that other person? So that's the answer that I have for you about submission and letting go. The next question. I've been shame-based, unresolved trauma, depression, bipolar depressive. I can benefit from any education relating to mental health and wellness. CBT, TBT, I think those might be diagnoses. Self-compassion, distress intolerance. Okay, so this is a really good one. Like I've told you, I'm a marriage, family, and child counselor. Marriage, family, and child counselor. And, all the classical world knows to do with us is to diagnose us. When I was in my training, I had this big, thick book. I think it had 1,000 pages in it called the DSM, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. And that thing hurt my head. I finally threw it away. I don't believe in diagnosing people. I actually now I'm everything I'm going to say here. I want you to. I'm not giving you permission to go off your meds. All right. I'm not giving you permission to go out from underneath your doctor's care. All right. I want to make sure that's really clear. But I don't believe in diagnosis because here's what I believe. I believe you're bipolar depressive. I believe you're manic depressive. I believe you're depression. I believe your schizophrenia. I believe your learning differences. I believe that the things that they call mental illness is not a mental illness at all. I believe it's your gift. And to trust it. Because you are 100% whole and complete. God did not make a mistake with you. And I would even go so far as to say, it's my sage and cedar, by the way. Putting sage and cedar right now, especially for that question. That the reason you have all of that stuff that's diagnosed is because you believed one of those thoughts that we were talking about earlier. Okay? Powerful, powerful stuff. So don't leave your doctor. Don't go off your meds. but I'm just going to let that go in like an ember and just let you know that that's what I believe. And that's why I threw away my DSM manual, my 1,000-page manual that's filled with diagnoses. The reason you're depressed, the reason that you're feeling those symptoms is because you believed a thought that isn't true about you. And you made it your identity. I made it my identity. No more. I've completely unidentified with it. And once in a while, when those things come back, like they did yesterday, I'm like going, wait, no, I'm not going back there. So that's my short answer for that. All right. And by the way, I have helped people come out of severe lifelong anxiety, things that they have, because I'm also an energy healer. I can feel what's going on with you and do some energy work to get that loosened up for you. But the whole thing is, I don't heal you at all. You're healing yourself. I'm only facilitating what you're ready for. All right? Only facilitating what you're ready for. So I'm here to help you bring out your gifts. Here's another question. How will I survive from August until December 2019? And I don't know what this is referring to, but I'm guessing it might be a financial thing. And here's the answer that I have for that. God is your supply. Are you listening to your soul for the next aligned actions, the next steps? And are you walking powerfully in your soul's calling? Or are you still afraid of it and kind of running from it? How I do it, some days I'm like, no, but I've got myself on the hook with these public live streams that I've committed myself to. So I can't escape. I have to be visible because I've made a commitment to you to be visible. And I'm really proud of that. So that's a good tool to get yourself on the hook with somebody, accountability or something like that. Okay, here's another one. Any quick ways to get down out of my head and into my body? Dancing, exercises are some, but just if there's anything else you can advise to get out of there fast. The way I do it is I just notice because my head starts to hurt. And it also is starting to feel very foreign to me. When I do that, it's starting to feel like, ooh, wait a minute. So it took me a long time to get out of my head and down into my body. It took probably 25 years of counseling to do that. So I found some shortcuts. And one of them is to breathe. Another one is to, that thing like moving our hips. If I start to feel self-conscious, if I start to feel like I need to protect myself, I know I'm up in my head and I'm not in my body. So I'll put my hand on my heart and on my stomach, and I'll just start breathing, and I'll just start noticing my body again. I'll send down a grounding cord to Mother Earth. I'll get out and I'll walk on some grass. I'll massage my feet. I'll maybe rub my legs, just something to wake up my senses again. Okay, so getting us back into the physical plane, because we've gotten off in a vortex that we don't really want to be in. If you're having mental loops, if you're worrying about something that you can't take care of right now or that can't be solved, you know that it's not anything that's going to serve you, go ahead and let that go. So I hope that helps. This is something that I have to do every day, okay? Every day. So it does get, everything I'm telling you guys does get easier with time. So I hope this has been of service to you. I've really been so excited to help you out and to, just bring you some of the wisdom, that I've learned through my lifetime and my journey to complete mental health from being in deep despair my entire life. And now I'm out of it. And I'm turning around and I'm helping you now come out of it. And just to tell you that none of it's real. None of it's real. None of it's real. So interesting. Life is but a dream. You chose to be here on the planet. You chose the obstacles that came in that made you who you are. And you actually created them to make you strong and give you life learnings. And my life learnings, my personal life learnings, have allowed me to turn around and now help you. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for you. Know that you are precious. Know that you are loved beyond any capability recognition. You are loved. There's nothing wrong with you and everything right with you. Oh, look at this. Invite friends. Oh, I think that is to get on the screen with me. There is nothing wrong with you. There's everything right with you. You are 100% whole and complete. This is your great big life. There's nothing more important than that you feel good and that you're happy. My new tagline is "To your happiness, which is all that matters." If you're not happy, there's nothing you can offer anybody else. So this is Lorraine Pursell. I hope that this has been of service to you. If I can be of further service, either through one-on-one coaching or my group program right now, please email me, Lorraine@LorrainePursell.com, or private message me, Lorraine Pursell, in Facebook. And I really look forward to continuing this journey because I'm going to be doing more and more and more webinars on this topic, and I'm so excited to be getting this out. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Bye.